Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Let us start by giving you all a quick brief on what OctaNet is. So, Tech OctaNet is a budding startup headquartered in Bhubaneswar, specializing in IT solutions across diverse sectors including e-commerce, real estate, automation, and personalized business application. Our primary focus is to provide affordable services to startups, aiding them into their digital initiatives. In addition to our core services, we are expanding into the corporate training sector, aiming to equip future corporate employees with a solid foundation. We also address student needs by identifying academic project requirements, internship opportunities, and offering comprehensive solutions. We are proud to be incorporated as an organization with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, registered with MSME, and approved by AICTE for internship programs. Also, our commitment to quality is underscored by ISO 9001 2015 certification, ensuring that every project we undertake reaches highest standards of excellence. Okay, thank you so much. That was all. Let us now stage our instructor and start today's session.
Good evening, guys. So I could see Jani Kumar and Nagaveni, like you people were very active. So you said hi. So hi everyone. So guys, is my voice audible, or is there any glitch from my side? Hi Shakib. Hi Sakshi. Uh, Sakshi, have you attended any previous session, or this is your first workshop? Hi Gupta. Hi Uma. Okay. So first of all, I would like to welcome you all for today's session, and also for the entire Java workshop. Um, let's wait for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get started with our workshop. So before going into the workshop, I would like to introduce myself. I am Kirtna, and I'm a Java developer. So guys, my also first session. Oh, cool. Okay. So, guys, I want to know, I want to know your background. How many people are from coding streams, and how many people are from non-coding streams, and in which year you people are there in your college. So that if you already know some basics in programming, then I level up my syllabus as well. So, I just want to know the background of you guys. So, are you a college student? Which year you are studying, and are you from CSE background? I need details like that. So you can just post me in the chat, and also you could say whether you know any programming languages. Like, do you people know Java, or do you people know any other programming languages like C, C++, Python, or something, anything? So you can text those things in the chat, so that it will be very helpful for me. Once again. Third year BC. Okay, so you know Java programming language. Okay, so Rohit, how much do you know? So do you know the basics, or do you know even the advanced or the intermediate stuffs as well? Third year CSC, good with C and Java. Okay. BTech IT third year. Okay. And Nagavini, like you know any programming languages? And people also specify whether you know any programming languages or not. Once again, let me plug in my charger. Yes. Uh, okay, so you people know. Okay, so many of you know Java, right? I know basics of C, C++, Python, and Java. Okay, okay, Java basics. Oops. Okay, okay. So, guys, how many people are preparing for interview kind of stuffs? Because I'll be telling you how this entire workshop has been framed, and also the things which we'll be discussing apart from what is Java. Okay. So, first of all, I don't know how many people here are going to learn Java and make it use. Like you're going to use it for projects and all. But usually, I'll use Java as my programming language for only coding purposes, in the sense like for solving competitive programming stuffs only. Okay, because I will not use Java for developing projects and all, like back end, front end and all. Okay, so whenever you are studying this language, I think it is not about the language which you are studying, it's about the logic how you are framing up in order to solve a particular question. So apart from programming languages, the thing which is very important is DSA, data structures and algorithms. Uh, okay, so data structures and algorithms, in the sense like that is the very important thing which every company focuses, and if you are very good at DSA, then you are the king. Like uh, so I'll also be concentrating, I'll also be discussing some algorithms in DSA as well. And also, I don't know how many people here know what is LLD, low level design. So whenever you're giving interviews for big companies and all, they are going to ask you on low level design stuffs. Okay, which involves completely the object oriented programming concepts, the OOPS concepts. Don't worry, we'll also be seeing the OOPS concepts in Java as well. With that, you will be able to design some LLD things and all. Okay, so I'll also be giving you some resources where you can like study DSA and study LLD stuffs. And also on the final day, I'll also be giving you a glimpse of how interviews are being conducted, and what and all the things you have to cover in order to do good in an interview. Because here everybody will learn. If it's an interview tomorrow, we'll learn. But the thing is, we have to know what we should learn. That will help us, right? So there are certain things, certain areas where you have to focus in order to do perform good in interviews. So I'll also be telling you what and all the different rounds that is being kept in an interview, and what and all the things you have to concentrate and all. Okay, so guys, I hope we can start today's session. So, and I want to know people here. Basics of Java, right? So you must have any idea like IntelliJ or Eclipse, right? Or if so, if not, if you have a VS Code also, that's completely fine. So for these many days I have been using Eclipse IDE for teaching purpose only, and also I used to use online compilers. But from this session, from this batch, I'm going to use VS Code only, and also I have changed the PPTs and have updated the latest stuffs. Okay, so yep. Okay, first of all, yes, I'll be showing you the syllabus, and if you need any changes in the syllabus, you can let me know. Okay, because here people are very good at the basics of Java, and the course I have designed it in a way that it is going to cover the basics only. So if you people want to change anything, you can let me know. Okay, so first we'll be seeing the introduction about Java, the features and structure of Java program and all, and we'll be discussing about the variables and data types and the operators that is present in Java, the control structures. I hope you people know, like for loop, while, do while and all. And also we'll be discussing about the conditional statements as well, if else, if later and all, and methods, how to declare a method and what and all the ways you can manipulate a method. And also we'll be discussing arrays concept, strings concept, and oops concept. In oops concept, we are having four supporting topics. Like for example, we do have inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, uh, and encapsulation. So we'll be discussing on these stuffs, and also we'll be seeing what is a class and what is an object and all. So today the day one will be covering the introduction of what is Java and the data types and the operators concept. If time permits, we'll be seeing the operators concept as well. Okay, don't worry. And the day two, it covers the conditional and control statements, and the methods also we'll be seeing, and arrays we'll be covering up, and we'll be solving one question, since we'll be seeing a DSA algorithm on day two. If time permits, if I'm completing operators today, also we'll be seeing a coding question today. Okay, and day three, it comprises of Java strings and introducing you to the oops concept. So we'll be focusing mainly on strings and all, constructors and the variables which we are going to use in different places. Okay, and I'll be introducing you to the oops concept. Let's see what these things are. And on the last day, we'll dive into these oops concept in a very depth manner. And if time permits, once I complete the oops concepts, I'll also be telling you more about the collections in Java. Okay, because for example, people who know C and all, in order to create a linked list, you have to create a struct node, and you have to create each and everything, right? But in Java, we do have collections, which actually makes things very easier. So you will be able to implement stack, queue, linked list, array list, and all, very simply. Okay, so this and all your resources. So this is actually the syllabus which I have framed for this particular workshop. So guys, are you fine with the things, or do you want any changes, or do you want anything extra, or are you all okay with the syllabus? I'm asking you because it differs, right? So, and is my pace okay? Like, am I going very am I speaking very fast? No, right? Guys, need your response, be very active. Okay, and this is not going to be like a classroom, classroom teaching in the sense try to explain on collection framework, sure. So day 4, I'll also be covering up collection framework. Okay, usually I used to cover collection frameworks as well. Okay, for what you're telling, no? Okay, okay, am I going very fast? That question you're telling, no? Is my pace okay, right? You're able to understand things, and if you're having any doubts, you can stop me anywhere and you can post your questions, so that we'll first clear that concept and then we'll move on to another concept. Okay, yes, collections we'll see. While fresher in Java, what are the concepts they should know, ma'am? Actually, like if you already have a prior knowledge of any other programming languages, it will be easy for you to catch up things, because the thing here is concepts and the stuffs are going to be same in every language, but only the syntaxes is going to change, and some add-ons will be there, some extras, I mean, like, only some things will be differing. So if you are a fresher in Java, the things which you should know is, I think, until multi-threading you have to be very clear, in the sense that you have to know the basic stuffs, variables, how to do user inputs, all those things and all. And you have to know what is multi-threading, what is collection frameworks, how you can manipulate it. And the very very most important thing is you have to know oops concepts in Java, because like, Java is very famous for that OOPS concept only, and with that OOPS concept only, you will be solving many real world scenarios. So I guess those things you have to know. And when it comes to arrays and strings and all, these are the data structures. So you have to know how you'll be able to manipulate the data structures, different data structures like tree, or linked list, stack, queue, anything like hash map, in terms of Java. So in order to implement these things, you have to know collections framework and multi-threading. You have to know the concept of multi-threading, because Java helps you to perform many processes in a concurrent way. So you have to know all these things. What are the projects that we make in third year? Like, I'll come to that question afterwards, okay? Because today we'll start with today's session. Um, problems in the sense, yes, we'll be seeing some DS related problems. Any project development? I don't think so. We have a project development. Yes. Once again. Uh, So, guys, please don't sit in front of TV and all watching today's match between New Zealand and India. Okay, I have also sacrificed that match for the class, so you must also do that. Afterwards, you can see in any OTT. Okay, so yes, so can we start the session? And yes, I just want to tell you, this is not about teachers standing in front of you teaching things, students just listening. If you're getting bored, sleeping, no. Okay, it is about, like, I'll also learn many things from you and you'll also learn many things from me. It is something kind of discussion only, like, assuming that way. So if you feel bored anywhere today, I think most of the things we'll be seeing in a theoretical manner only. Okay, so from tomorrow, many coding stuffs will be there. So if you're feeling sleepy anywhere, or if you're getting bored anywhere, you can let me know in the chat. I'm not going to punish you and all. I'll be telling some other interesting things to make you, like, engaged entirely. Okay, to become a developer, what should we learn? These are all some generic questions, for sure. Like, I'll tell you, and you can, like, ask me any doubts which is related to technical things. And you can also use any emojis and all. So in between, I'll be asking how is the joke, so you can like, put some fire emojis and all those things. Like, I'm very friendly on you. Okay, so cool, be chill. Okay, here we'll discuss and we'll study things. Okay, I'll also be learning many things from you. We are very excited to attend this session. Thank you, Kushi. Okay, so guys, how is the Josh? Come on, like, I want everybody to put some kind of emoji, so that's then only I'll be proceeding with the steps. As today it is our first day, it took some time for me to understand how you people are aware of some things. So yes, guys, are you all very excited? Chetan Patel, like, are you in your first year of study? Because you're asking the question, to become a developer, what should we learn? We are having many things to learn, and daily we'll be having many things to learn. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay, guys. Cool. Okay. I'll not go with presentation. Though. I'll be just using PPT, so I'll be able to draw certain things. Okay. So yes, first of all, let's see what is Java and some introduction about Java. Okay, so Java was actually developed by, like, the Sun Microsystems in the year 1995. Okay, and this person, he is James Gosling, the father of Java. Okay, and like this is actually the symbol of Java. And there are some key features when you take the Java programming language. Okay, so I said about the OOPS concept, right? So here in Java, we do have the concept of OOPS, object oriented programming languages, because in Java, we used to represent everything in terms of class and objects only. Okay. So we used to represent everything in terms of class and object only. For example, people who know Python, like there, if we give anything inside the print statement, it is going to return us the thing which we have entered there, right? So if I'm going to give print open parenthesis close, in the brackets, if I give some content, it is actually going to print the same. But in Java, if I want to print a simple println statement also, I want to enclose it inside a main method and I want to enclose it inside a class. So here everything is represented in the form of classes and objects. Okay, so don't worry, we'll be seeing what is a class and object detailing and all. Okay, just keep this in your mind, like everything in Java is represented in terms of classes and objects. Objects represents some entity kind of things. Okay, objects are nothing but it is kind of entity. This sense, a pen is an object, a chair is an object, everything is an object, right? A normal English term only object. Okay, and class means let me write something. I'll check whether I'm able to write or not. Okay, please don't mind my handwriting. Okay, class means it is a kind of blueprint. Okay, it is a kind of blueprint. In the sense, I told every entity here it is represented as object and classes, right? So objects you can remember everything. For example, if I'm going to represent a person, he's an object. Okay, so class is actually blueprint of an object, like it actually have some properties. For example, how can I say that? Okay, let's take, I'm going to create a student class. Okay, so let's take a use case. Okay, let's take a use case. Okay, uh I want to record these, like I want to record the details of some 500 students. Now I'm telling you the use case, but afterwards I'll also be giving you some examples when I'm explaining about classes and objects. Okay, so now it is heavy for you only, but just I'm giving you a gist of what is a class and what is an object. Okay, so that people will be having some knowledge on what is OOPS. Okay, so for example, I want to store 500 students details, means there may be some common attributes among the students, right? For example, I might have ID for every student, name is present for every student, class will be present for every student, department will be present. The department will also be common for some students. For example, all these 500 students comes under the same department, means the department variable is going to be same for every 500 students, right? And also I might have some CGPA things and college name, that's fine, CGPA things, right? So these are all the attributes. These are all some kind of attributes which that particular object has. Okay, so I'll be calling it as instance variables. Okay, instance variables. And I'll also this object, for example, here student is an object, a person, student is an object. A student can have different attributes, like they will have some kind of roll number that is called as ID, name, class, department they have. And like they will also have some properties, or that will be representing in method. Okay, for example, I'm going to have some method means, for people who know other programming languages, functions. So in other languages we used to call it as function, but here we used to call it as method. Okay, for example, I may have display method. What it does, it actually it gives the content of all these students. Okay, so I may have another method as well. For example, compute compute grade. So this method actually gets the CGPA, and it is going to convert the CGPA into some kind of grade. Okay, convert CGPA to grade format. Okay, so whenever I want to represent this use case, I'll be developing a class student. And guys, you have to be very clear with the naming convention things and all. Okay, uh, let me go with VS Code. Open folder. Okay, so today it is now I'm telling you what is introduction only, right? Okay, so student dot Java. Okay. Whenever you are naming your file, you have to use the extension .java. Okay, and one more thing, like your file name and your class name must be same. Okay, so class student, and be very clear, and be very clear whenever you are giving some naming conventions and all. Okay, because all ship dot, I guess I want to increase the size. Guys, the size is clear, right? Okay, so what I was telling. Yes, be very clear whenever you're using some naming conventions. Okay, so every time your class must begin with a capital letter only. Okay, so S must be capital over here. Okay, so these are my attributes, right? These are my instance variables. So I can have some instant variables like string ID, okay, string name, uh, double GPA, and I can have something like age is not required. I need a string class, something. I have something like this. Okay, and I have string department. Okay, so I have something like this. Okay, and also okay, so these are all known as instance variables. For example, I'm going to have a class. These are all the attributes which an entity or an object it possesses. Okay, guys, I'm just giving you an overview. Okay, please don't get confused by seeing this example and all. Okay, just I'm giving you an example. That's it. Okay, and for example, I'm going to have a particular method like public void or display. Okay, so it is going to be a void method which is actually going to return me something. Okay, yes, which is actually going to print all these variables. Okay, so these are known as instance variables, and this is known as methods, class methods. Okay, so when I want to what I'm telling is, if I want to record this 500 students records, okay, each and every time it is not necessary to give id is equal to name is equal to and all. Just I'll be creating I'm having a template. This is actually a template, so this is actually a blueprint of an object which has some attributes and properties. Okay, so what I'll be doing is I'll be just creating the objects for example, 500 students records means I'll be creating some 500 objects, in the sense 500 records, and then I'll be recording it in any database format and all those things. Okay, so this is actually known as oops concept. Like this example is heavy for you. Okay, today I'll be just telling you simple stuffs only, don't worry. Okay, whenever we are dealing with I think on day 3 we'll be introducing, right? So that time I'll complete this use case. Okay, yes, so that's why I said class is something like a template. Class is something. Here what you have to infer is two things you have to know from these things which I have said until now. Class is something like a blueprint or a template. With the help of this class, if I want to create if you want to store 1,000 students records also, I'll be able to store those 1,000 students details with the help of creating objects for this particular class. That's it. Only these two things you want to infer from this example. Okay. And yep. Next thing here it is multi-threading. Multi-threading is very important concept in Java. Okay. Multi-threading is the operations, all the processes will be happening in a concurrent way. So Java actually supports multi-threading in the sense like a process can be executed only by a single thread, but concurrently the process execution can happen. Okay, that is actually known as multi-threading. If time permits, I'll be telling you more about what is multi-threading and all. So, and also one more thing I want to tell, Java is not only a programming language, it is also known as a platform. Okay, why Java is known as a platform? See, for example, I'll be telling you another use case. Okay, for example, let's take any name. Do you want the notes, Shakit? Okay, for example, let's say Shakit. Okay, so myself and Shakit are very good friends. Okay, and they have, so we are a team. Okay, so my professor has asked us to compute, build up a Java project. Okay, the thing here is, I am going to build the project. Okay, and myself and my friend Shakit were having different operating systems. Like I have Windows and he has Mac OS. Okay, so what the professor is telling in the sense, you have to display your project individually. Okay, there is no something like I want to write Java code separately for Windows and he has to write the JavaScript separately for Mac and all. Okay, that's why we used to say, Java follows WORA rule. Write once and run anywhere. Okay, only in this case, only a single JavaScript is enough for completing my project. In the sense, if I'm going to write the entire Java code, if I'm going to build it, I can run it in my Windows, and with the same script he can also run it in Mac. That's why we used to call it as platform as well. Okay, because we can write the Java code once and we can run it in any OSs anywhere. So Java is platform independent. That's why Java is actually called as platform independent. Okay, so yep, I guess these things is enough. Yes, so guys, do you have any questions until whatever we have seen? If not, I'll move on to next stuffs. Guys, are you all clear with the things? If you're clear with all these things, we'll be proceeding with the next concept. Do you people have any doubts? Okay. Okay, Dhanushri, what about others? Okay. Others, guys. Okay. Okay. Okay, great. So everybody is listening, right? So next thing, I want to ask a very, very simple question. See, whenever I'm asking question, no, please don't use any LLM agents and all. Please don't use any AI agents in order to find out the answers. Okay, like Chat GPT, Claude, Gemini, and all. Uh, whatever I'm discussing in session only, I'm going to ask it in a quiz as well. Okay, this is just to know how you people have taken the concept, whether you have consumed it in the right way or not. Okay, so from your understanding of what we have seen, I want you people to just put your response in the chat. Why Java is an object-oriented programming language? Why we used to call Java as an OOPS language? You people can answer me in the chat. See, if it's wrong also, there is nothing wrong. Okay, if it's wrong also, I'll correct it, don't worry. Okay, so guys, I just want you all to drop the answer in the message. Why Java is known as why Java is an object-oriented programming language? Code statement should be written in the block of classes. Okay, cool. Good. Others? Yes. I need your answer, Chetan. So guys, others, you can just answer in the way which you have understood, okay? There is no right or wrong. Why Java is an object-oriented programming language? It follows all OOPS paradigms. Okay, okay, good. Okay. Classes and objects can be made. Okay, okay. Instead of telling it can be made, you can call it as everything here comprises of classes and objects only. Okay, so everything we used to enclose it in class, and we used to create an object for accessing any attributes or accessing any methods. Okay, yes, good. Any other answers? Any other responses from your side? It follows the principles of OOPS concepts. Yes, correct. So, can anyone name the four building blocks of OOPS? I mean, the four very important OOPS concepts. In the introduction, when I was introducing what is Java, I just said the four names. Same. Oh, nice, nice answer. Okay, so can anyone tell me the four important concepts in OOPS? I mean, if you remember, you can tell. Because everything in Java is made up of objects. Yes, yes, correct. Method overloading and method overriding. Okay. Method overloading and method overriding, it comes under polymorphism. Okay. I'm just asking the four key terms. Encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, inheritance. One more thing, it supports real world events. Yes. One more thing. Huh. Good. Abstraction. Cool. Yes, yes, correct. Good. Okay, so we are good to go. Okay, so next thing, whenever we are writing a particular program, okay, in Java, it gets executed and only we are getting the output. But we, as a developer, we are supposed to know means what is happening in the backend. So these three things, it is very important for us to know how the Java code is being executed and how we are getting the correct output and all. Okay, so JVM, JRE, and JDK. Okay, important things you have to know. And first thing is JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Okay, so actually, this is the architecture diagram of JVM. Okay, don't worry, I'll be explaining you in a very detailed way. In the upcoming slides, I'll be discussing you in a very detailed way what is JVM. Okay, first of all, these are the two important key points for knowing what is JVM. Okay, JVM is actually the main thing which helps in order to run your JavaScript. Okay, so whenever you are having a you want to execute your Java code, JVM plays a vital role. Okay, so it provides you a runtime environment in which Java bytecode can be executed. So whenever see, you will be storing your Java file in the format .java, right? .java. In this way only you will be storing, right? See, here also I'm storing my file in the format of student.java. So whenever you are compiling your .java file, it gets converted to .class file. Okay, so this class file is actually sent to the JVM for execution. That's why this is the architecture diagram of JVM, and here we have demo.class. So the original file will be demo.java. Okay, after compilation, it is being converted into demo.class file. I'll be showing you an example also how to compile and all. I know you people know this stuff because many of you know the basics, right? So demo.java is actually the file name, and after compiling, it gets converted into class file, okay, and it gets into this JVM. So three important, parts is there in JVM. One is loader, okay, in the sense like your I mean, before executing, there are some steps which has to be taken care of. So class loader subsystem, it is one part. This is the first part. Your first part, and this is your second memory area. How everything is being stored, like how the sequence in which your process is going to execute it is being stored and all. It is the second important part. And third is the execution area, which contains of the interpreter and JIT, just in time compiler. Okay, and these are all the supporting stuffs. We'll be seeing more detail of what is JVM, but here the important things which you have to notice, it actually provides you the runtime environment. Okay, in which your Java files can be executed. And one more thing, as the name suggests, Java virtual machine. So, which is that it actually exists virtually only. It does not exist physically. Okay. So this is actually JVM. Next thing is Java runtime environment. Okay. So this is JVM. Okay. Whenever you are adding some set of library into this JVM, it actually becomes a JRE. That's why they are telling JVM plus library set. It totally it is comprised or set as JRE. It also provides you the runtime environment, and this is how set of libraries plus other files that JVM uses at runtime. And one more thing, JRE, it exists physically. It does exist, and I'll be showing you also JRE libraries. For example, whenever you are writing a particular code, okay, and if you want to execute that code, your code, like there are some predefined libraries which is supported by Java, right? So there are many libraries which Java has in its predefined way. And if you're going to use any libraries in your code, and if you want to execute your code, that time that particular set of libraries which you have used in your code must be executed, right? So that libraries are actually stored in the library set. If for example, whenever you're giving something, whenever you're trying to use any for example SQL steps, or whenever you are going to use any WebSockets in your actually my handwriting is will be good only, but I'm using mousepad, that's why it is like scribbling. Whenever you are going to make use of SQL WebSockets and all, there are like like libraries which are predefinedly available, like HTTP client and all. We used to have some kind of stuffs. So whenever you are going to import those libraries in your Java code, and if you are trying to execute that time, uh, the libraries which you have used must be executed first, right? Then only if you're going to use any methods or anything from that library, it will be correctly compiled and executed. So that libraries will be actually present in the library set in JRE. Okay, and this JRE, it exists physically. I'll be showing you as well. Okay, and next is the JDK. Whenever you're going to use, or whenever you're going to create some big applications, for example, if you're going to use Java for front end as well as for back end, I don't know how many people have heard about Spring Boot and all. So using Spring Boot and all, if you want to do some kind of development means, Java, predefinedly it provides some development tools. Okay, so development tools. So here, see, this is Java Virtual Machine, JVM plus JRE. It is known as, sorry, JVM plus library set. It is entirely comprised it as JRE, and JVM plus library set. It is called as JRE. This JRE plus additional development tools, it is together called as JDK. Okay, actually it provides you the JRE, the compiler, JavaC compiler. So whenever you are using the command for compiling your Java file, means you will be using JavaC command only. It provides you the debugger stuffs and the development tools whichever you require in your program. It actually write, compile, and execute the Java programs. It helps you in doing those stuffs. It also gives you the development tools that is related to Java Standard Edition and Enterprise Edition. Okay, so this is all about JDK. So guys, I just want to know, are you people okay with? Do you have? I mean, like, have you got some idea on what is JVM, JRE, and JDK? If you have got good idea on that things, we can step into knowing more about JVM interface, abstract packages. Yes, okay. What about others? And in between, I'll be giving you some couple of minute break for you all. Okay, so just that time you can, like drink some water and all. I mean, whenever you need, you can do that, but a small break kind of things. Okay. Yes. So let's see how JVM works, and let's take a short couple of minute break. Okay. So how JVM works? Why I'm telling you more about JVM in the sense, whenever you're going to sit for interview, and if people are going to ask you about rate yourself in Java, and if you're rating yourself somewhere around 4 to 5, then people are actually going to question you only on the basic stuffs. So it is not, I mean, in an interview, it is not like how much you know, it is something like how depth you know. It is not something like I know 10 tech stacks, I know 20 tech stacks. No, it is not about the quantity, it is about quality. Like if you know even a single tech stack, in that how depth you know the concept and things. Are you clear with the basics? That is what people are going to check. Are you clear with what is class, what is object? That everybody can tell, but are you clear with these steps in a very depth manner? So they are just going to test you. uh, are you very confident in your basics? Okay, so that time and all, people are going to question you from JVM and all, because this also comprises of basic things only. Okay, so this is action. Guys, PDF, it is okay for you, right? Or do you want to convert it in a presentation format? PDF is okay, right? Because this makes me easy as well in order to scribble something and all. Just need a minute response from you. PDF is okay, right? Anyone can. PDF format is okay, or do you want to convert in presentation things? Okay, okay. Okay, thank you, Sonu. Okay, so I said, right. So whenever you're going to write a .java file, it is after compilation, it is actually converted into .class file. Okay, so this .class file is only sent into your JVM, and your first part is the class loader subsystem. Okay, so here you are having three important things: loading, linking, and initialization. Okay, so loading actually does, so whatever like libraries which you have included in your like code will be loaded first. Okay, and the linking will actually verify the syntaxes, and whether you have used correctly, whether all your syntaxes is correct or not, and it actually prepares your code for further execution and all. Okay, and next step is initialization. So there might be some constant variables or some static variables which you might have defined in your code. Okay, and those things are initialized. Constant variables or global, I don't know like how many people here know about global variables. Global variables are actually the things which is defined outside of the methods and all. Okay, so like static variables also we can tell. So if you're giving something like, if you're giving something like uh, static int, if you're giving something like static int is equal to 5. Okay, do you know when it gets executed? Static int static int a, sorry, static int a. So here a is the variable. Okay, and here int is the data type of that variable, which tells you that you're going to store some integer value to that particular variable, and here you're referring to that variable as a static one. So it is something like when your class is getting loaded for the very first time, whenever your class is getting executed for very first time, that time only this initialization will take place. Only once this assignment operator will take place. Okay, so when your class is getting executed, that time itself your a will be initialized to 5, and only one time it gets initialized. Okay, so these kind of initialization for constant variables and static variables are actually done by the initialization part. Okay, and next thing is all your libraries are being loaded, and all your syntaxes are being verified, and all your initialization stuffs are being carried out. Okay, and next thing is the memory area. Okay, whatever variables you're going to use, whatever classes you are going to build, it must be stored somewhere, right? Then only you'll be able to access it easily and all. So method area, as the name suggests, it is going to store the details of your methods and classes. Methods and class. So whatever classes you have, whatever instance variables you have inside your class, the way, here, this is a class, the variables inside the class, but outside the method it is termed as instance variables. And what and all methods you have, it is actually defined, it is actually stored in the method area. Method area actually stores all those things. Okay, and next thing is the heap area. Heap area is nothing but all your variables, all the memory of your variables will be stored in your heap, or all your variables which are you're allocating for a memory. What all the variables values and all the memory allocations and all, it will be done in the heap space, heap memory stack or heap area. Okay, and next thing is the stack area and the pc registers which is actually supporting it. Okay, stack is nothing but like you might be having some 10 lines of code or some 5 lines of code. Okay, it doesn't mean that every time your execution must be done in a sequential manner only. For example, if your first line is containing some function, okay, and you're having some block from first statement to fourth statement, you're defining your function. And here only if you're going to use that function, here only you're going to call that function, means your control comes over here, it checks. Okay, so it is actually a function, so it skips until this step. So 5 will be the first statement to be executed, because here only you're doing the function calling. So the sequence how your program will be executed is 5, line number 5, then here function you're going to call, so it comes to line number 1. So first line of code will be getting executed, and these 2, 3, 4 lines are actually the function block. Okay, so the code block that is present inside this function. So next your second line will be getting executed, and next your third line, and next your fourth line. So see, here in this case it is not going to execute in a sequential manner like from 1 to 3, 4, 5 and all. The thing in this order only it is going to be getting executed, right? So the order in which the operations are going to occur, or in the order in which the variables are going to be manipulated, is also will be stored, will be taken care of the stack area and the pc registers. Okay, and native method stack is the library which is actually going to support these steps. And once the memory allocations for methods, classes, variables are being done, and the like the order in which the steps in which the execution must be done is being framed, then your control comes into the execution engine, which is very important for you to for the jvm to get like to execute your java file. Okay, so next thing, a very important thing, interpreter. Okay, and guys, here do you know what is an interpreter? Rohit of century, array. I said right. Uh, okay, that's a good news. Okay, but I said right. Concentrate here. In ODT, you can see the match again also. Um, okay, so guys, do you know what is an interpreter, and do you know what is the difference between an interpreter and a compiler? If you people know, you can drop it in the chat. Okay, guys, Interpreter check every line of code. Okay, good. How compiler works? Convert bytecode into machine code. Yes, correct. It compiles code. Interpreter compiles code, that's fine. But the way how it compiles code, translate the code line by line, convert the code line by line. Okay. How compiler works? Interpreter, it checks line by line. Okay. How a compiler works? Any idea on that? Compiler compiles code as a whole. Yep, correct. So see, yes. So whenever you are writing this particular code, okay, if I'm going to use any compiler in this sense, it actually executes all this code. For example, let's say in line number 2, I have some kind of error. Okay, after executing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entire code only, it actually gives me something like you are having syntax error at line number 2, but interpreter is not something like that. It checks line by line. Okay, so first line it checks whether any syntactical error is there or not. No. So okay, that is getting passed. So next it checks in line number 2 and error is there, so it will not go and check 3, 4, 5th line and all. Here itself the program will be getting halted, and it prompts me with the message stating that you are having some error in line number 2. Oh, okay, only when that error is getting resolved, then only it goes and compiles the other line of code. Okay, this is how an interpreter works. Okay, so the interpreter is present over here in this way only. This is the role of interpreter actually compiles the code line by line. Okay, I mean it executes it is not something like compiles, it executes the code line by line. Okay, and next is JIT, just in time compiler. Okay, just in time compiler it is a very good concept and it is very simple to understand. Okay, JIT, the full form is just in time compiler. Okay, let's say uh okay, so let's say I'm going to have these 5 lines of, I'll be continuing from here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here I'm having some function. This is my function block. From line number 1 to 4, it is my function block. And in 5th line, I'm going to make use of this function. Okay, let's say in my 10th line, I'm going to write 1,000 lines of code. Okay, so I'm going to build some project and I'm going to write 1,000 lines of code where I'm going to make use of this function for more than 15 times. For more than 15 times, I'm going to do function call. So for more than 15 times, I'm going to do some function call. Okay, so so first, whenever I'm encountering the function, I'll be going compiling it. Okay, and again for 15 times, if I go and compile it, it doesn't make any sense, right? Because only one function is there and only the same function I'm going to use for 15 times. Why should I compile it again and again and again? So actually it consumes my time and it actually, it actually slows down my execution process, right? So what I'll be doing is, for the very first time, whenever I'm encountering a function, I'll be compiling it and I'll be storing it in the just-in-time compiler. So for example, here I'm storing it. For example, the function has been compiled and it will be stored. Okay, so only for the first time, my entire execution of my function will be taking place and it will be getting stored automatically in the just-in-time compiler. Okay, and for the second time, whenever I'm encountering this function, it goes and checks in my just-in-time compiler whether already this function has been compiled or not. Yes, in this case it is compiled, so it makes use of the code over here. Okay, and for third time, when it encounters the same function, it goes and checks in the just-in-time compiler. Only when the function is not present in the just-in-time compiler, it goes and compiles that particular block of that function. Okay, so here in this case, if my code is if I'm going to call the same function for 15 times, only for the first time the execution of that function takes place, and for the remaining 14 times it is actually going to take that executed code from the just-in-time compiler. Okay, so this is how the just-in-time compiler works. It is something, it is, you can also term it as a temporary storage kind of things. Is going to do some temporary storage. Temp- Temporary storage, okay? And garbage collector. This is also one of a feature in Java. Okay, automatically it deallocates the memory of the variables for which the scope has been over. Or for example, you're going to make use of a variable for some time, and after which you're not going to make use of that particular variable, automatically the memory is being deallocated. Okay, so Java, it actually supports that functionality, automatic deallocation of memory space after the variables are being used. Okay, so this is known as the garbage collector, and automatically Java does it for you. If you want to make things very clear, people who know C and all, there will be using a free pointer. That free pointer is actually used to deallocate the memory, right? So here it is not something like we want to use any free pointers and all. Automatically Java does it by itself. So whenever a memory use is over, it deallocates the memory. Okay, so that is known as garbage collector. And this native method interface and the native method libraries are the supporting steps for this entire process to occur. So this is how a code is being given into JVM and how it is getting compiled and all. And here a very important note I want to tell you. If you're having any question, just keep that ready. One very important note. Okay, see what I said you. Java is platform independent, right? I love colors, so that's why I am using different colors. Java is platform. P is for platform independent, right? Java is platform independent, but in contrast to this, JVM is platform dependent. Platform dependent. So I said myself and my friend Shakir, we are going as a team. We are going to develop some project. It is fine for me to write a single JavaScript, and I can run the single JavaScript in Windows and Mac. But JVM is not different for Windows and Mac and all. For Windows, I have different JVM, and for Mac, I have different JVM. Okay, so JVM is platform dependent. For each and every platform, the JVM will be different. But automatically, whenever you are giving that script, that Java is configured, like the JVM configures the Java to support it, and it executes your code. Okay, these are the things which is happening, like in the backend. Okay, so JVM is here a keynote. JVM is platform dependent, but Java is platform independent. So for Windows and Mac, JVM will be different. But when you try to run a JavaScript in Windows and Mac, the same JavaScript only, but the JVM automatically it configures according to that particular operating system, and it gives you the correct result output. Okay, so this is the things which is happening in the backend. So guys, are you clear with the concept of JVM, JRE, and JDK? Are you clear, or do you people have any doubts? Yes, cool. Thank you for your response, guys. You are very active. Okay. Okay. What about others? Okay. So the class is good, right? Are you people getting bored? Because it's been 40 minutes. Okay. So I just want to know whether you people are feeling bored or not. If you're feeling bored, be genuine. Tell me that you are feeling some boredom, so that I can tell you some interesting stuffs. Okay. Today there will be some theory. Okay, because we are seeing the introduction, right? So today there will be some theory. Guys, how is it, Josh? Come on. Are you people bored, or are you people eagerly watching what is India's score? Are you? Come on, guys. I need response from you people. Fire. Okay. Fire. Great. 1 5 minute break. Okay. Let me give you a 5 minute break. It's very interesting. Okay. Okay, let's take a break for 5 minutes. So 7:40 will resume the session. Okay, and if you people have any doubts regarding the concepts which we have seen until now, you can let me know in the chat. Okay. Yes, for 5 minutes I'll not be taking any session. So Gupta, if you want to have any quick break, you can go and have for everybody. Okay. Yes. So 7:40 will resume the session. Take a 5 minute break. Okay, and if you have any doubts, you can let me know. Next, we'll see how a Java code actually works. Add quiz in between. Sure. From tomorrow, let me create an online quiz and I'll be posting you, I'll be giving you a QR code, okay? And there I'll also be recording your scores and all, okay? Just for fun only. Scores. And I'll not give the scores to to the team and all, just for knowing how you're understanding the things. Let me create a quiz at Kahoot and I'll be hosting it, okay? Cool, Chetan. That is that fine? Okay, let me check the score. Okay, okay, 17 overs 100. Okay, Tejashree, I think you're seeing the entire match, I guess, because you're very updated. Okay, you see it afterwards. I know it is very eager for you to see the match, but now you see the scoreboards, or else I'll also be showing you the scoreboard in between. Don't worry. Okay, I also want India to win, but we have to concentrate in class also, right? Yes, so let me go have some water. You also go have some chill breaks. Okay, and let's resume the session at 7:40. And people who have any doubts, you can drop me in the chat. If it is a generic question, also that's completely fine. And I remember two questions. Oh, I mean, like someone asked me for being a developer, what and all the things we have to learn, and something which is related to some projects, right? Okay. Okay, guys. So 7:40 will be resuming the session. Okay. Okay. Can we resume the session, guys? So I hope everybody has seen some scoreboards and all. They just I caught you. You are seeing match only. Okay. Don't worry, for fun only I'm telling you. Okay. I mean for fun only I'm telling I caught you and all, okay? Chill. Okay guys, so um before seeing before seeing this, like see, I'm also a developer only. Okay. The thing for answering the question what and all we have to learn, it is not like if I'm learning 10 tech stacks, I'll be called as a developer. Or if I know two tech stacks, I'll be no. Anybody who's developing some kind of code is a developer only. Okay. In our domain, you have to be up to date. You have to be you must have that open-minded thing to learn each and everything every day, because today there might be a tech stack, tomorrow there might be another tech stack, because for few years AI is dominating the world, right? But before AI there was another tech stack which was dominating cloud and all, but now everywhere people are calling AI. So if you're a kind of person who know only cloud, and if next day AI is getting high high place in the market, in the sense you are supposed to know more about AI, then only you will be having job stability and you will be able to survive in the IT industry. So it is not something like what and all we have to learn. It is we have to keep ourselves up to date, and everybody who is developing some kind of coding and all, he is known as a developer only. Okay, so keep learning every day what and all the domain which interest you, dig deeper into those concepts, and gain some things. Sure, Teja, I'll be providing you the PPT and all. Okay. Yes. How does a Java code looks? Okay, so this is a very simple hello world program, which we are going to execute. Okay, so first of all I'll be telling you the different things, and then we'll be moving on. Okay, first of all, package. You have to know what is a package. Collection of classes. Collection of classes. So package is nothing but collection of classes. When you are having a group of classes entirely, it is called as a package. So my package name is com.mypractice, and inside this I'm going to have a class. Okay, and this is going to be my public class simple hello. So this is actually my class name, and I have already said you the convention that every time your class must start with a capital letter. Okay, and also this must be your file name as well. So simple hello, public class simple hello is your class. So wherever, if you are going to use the public keyword, then your class name and your file name must be same. So here your file name must be simple. One minute. Yes, I'll be providing you the PPT, Shakit. After learning Solid and JSP, Mahak, do you know DSA good? I mean, do you know DSA very well? After learning Solid and JSP, you can start building projects. Okay. Yes. So here your class name must be wait. Here your class name must be simple hello dot Java. Uh, okay. Here your class name must be simple hello dot Java. Okay. And one more thing here. Every time whenever you are writing a Java code, this is something a template, right? Public static void means string args. Inside this, if you are writing anything, that is known as Java. A Java code. You have to know the meaning. What is public? What is static? Okay. What is a void? What is main? what is the string arguments and all. Okay, so public. In an image it is not possible. Okay. Okay, so public. Okay, public is nothing but it is access modifier. Okay, it is also a keyword. In Java we have many keywords. Okay, we have four kind of access modifiers in Java: public, private, protected, and default. Okay, public in the sense your, I mean, the access modifiers can be specified to any variable or any methods. Okay, public in the sense can be accessed anywhere, can be accessed anywhere. Private in the sense you'll be able to access if your variables are inside within the classes and within the packages. So within classes and within the same package. Okay, and protected means you'll be able to access within classes, within the same package or within the sub packages as well. Default means like it is also something like that. Wait, I'll be showing you access modifiers. Access modifiers in Java table. Yep, so this is actually the scope. So if you're going to make use of public keyword, then it is accessible in class, package, subclass, global also. If you're going to make use of protected keyword, it is accessible within class, package, and subclass. Okay, if you're going to make use of default, it is accessible only within the package and class. Okay, so if you're going to use private, it is only accessible within the classes and not within the same package as well. Okay, if you're going to use default only, it is going to be accessible within the classes and packages. Okay, it does not even support subclasses and subpackages and all. So if you're going to make use of private, it is only within classes you'll be able to access that particular method or variable. Public means accessed anywhere. Protected means within the classes, packages, and subclasses. And if you're going to use default means it is accessible within classes and packages. I mean, I don't want to confuse you all. Okay, see here, these are all the modifiers. We have four different kinds of modifiers in Java, which is public, protected, default, and private. This is the accessible area. So if private means, if I'm going to use public means I'll be able to access it everywhere. Okay, and if I'm using protected variable means I'll be able to make use of until my subclass. If default means I'll be able to access only within the same package and within the same class, and if it is private, only within the same class I'll be able to access that variable or method. Okay, so here public is the access modifier. Next thing, static. Okay, so we can have static methods and static variables. As I already said, if you're going to use static variables in the sense, only when your class or when only when your entire code is getting executed for the very first time, that time only the assignment will be taking place. Okay, and static methods means if you're giving some method as static, then it is not required that you have to create an object in order to access the variable, in order to access the variables and methods of that particular class. What I'm trying to say is, whenever whenever you are creating a class, you'll be able to access its methods or variables only by creating, where it went? Only by creating only by creating a object. Okay, only with the help of objects only you'll be able to manipulate or you'll be able to access those variables and methods. But if you're going to give a static class, then no need to create object and all in order to access those things. Directly you can call. Okay, yes. Next thing, void. Void is the return type. Void means nothing. Meaning of void is nothing. You're not going to return anything. Okay, so if you're giving some function as int num, means this function is actually going to return some integer value. Okay, so here it can be something, it is going to return some integer value. It can be anything, 8, 0, 1, anything. So if you're going to write a method, or if you're going to write a function, if you're going to use void, then it is not going to return anything. Okay, and next thing here, main is the function method name. And one more thing here, you want to have a note. Okay, one more thing you want to have a note. Your entire Java code can contain only a single main method. Only a, better I'll use text itself. Only a single main method it must contain. Okay. Yes, it must contain only a single main method, and every time the main method must be given public, because whenever you want to execute your Java code, I said right JVM. The JVM actually checks for the main method. Okay, we don't know where the JVM is. We don't know where Java virtual machine is. So only when your class is public, I mean not class. Only when your method is public, then only the JVM will be able to access your method. Because we have seen if you are giving private and all, it is only accessible within the same class. I think you people are getting what I'm trying to say. In order to execute your Java code, your JVM checks only for the main method, and your entire execution starts only from your main method. Starts only from the main method. Okay, only from the main method your entire execution of your Java file it will be starting, and your JVM will be actually checking for the main method. Okay, so that's why your main method must always be given as public, because it must be accessible from anywhere, right? And only a single main method must be present. Okay, that's why it is called as a method name. Okay, and next thing, parameters. I mean, string arguments is actually an array of string objects. Okay, so when this is actually used whenever you're going to make use of command line arguments. Command line arguments are nothing but you are going to provide input during the runtime. Okay, so in the prompt, in the command prompt itself, you'll be giving some inputs. So that inputs are actually stored in a string array. Okay, and that's why we are defining it as string array arguments, args. Our args is the array name. We'll see what is an array and all. Array is nothing but you're going to store the elements of same data type. Okay, and here you can also rename it as, for example, any name. You can Gupta. You can also name as string Kirti. I mean anything. Okay, so here it is not something like you have to give only args whenever you are writing any code. No, it is not something like that. So yes, so inside this you can give any logic. Only from your main method your execution actually starts. Okay, so I just want to give a simple demo. Guys, are you clear with the structure of a Java program? So that I'll be telling you, along with Java, what should we learn to become developer? Already you are a developer only. You know Java, right? You're already a developer, okay? You can ask the question, along with Java, what can I learn further? You can learn anything. So you can learn DSA, or if you are very interested in web development domain, you can learn those stacks like Node, Node.js, Tree.js, React.js, Flutter. If you are very good, very interested in app development, you can read Flutter. Or if you are interested in AI and all, you can learn ML, deep learning, Gen AI. You can learn all those things. Or you can also learn what all domain is there. If you are very interested in augmented reality, you can learn how to do AR VR. So anything. Okay. Okay, guys, are you clear until this? Are you clear of what is how a Java code is actually framed and what is the what is the meaning of this statement? If you are clear, then we'll be seeing a very simple example. Guys, are you clear? Guys, are you clear? Or are you seeing? Okay, are you seeing the match? Okay, so let me delete this. Okay, so let me give something as main.java. Okay, so public class main I'm going to create and I'm going to give public static void main string. Here I'm not going to give arguments. I'm going to rename the string array as keep my name. Okay, so here if I'm giving system.out.println hello world. Okay, yes, so this is a simple hello program. That's it. I'm done with my code and yes. So if I want to see guys, have a look over here. This is main.java file, right? Yes. So now I'm going to compile it. The command is java c main.java. See, once I compile, what happens? Once I compile, class file is created. Okay. Is once I compile, the class file is created. Okay, and this is how a class file will be. And I'm going to run. See here, if I'm not getting any error, then that means my code is fine. So when I give, in order to execute my program, here I'll be giving Java main. Okay, so here Java C, and for compiling, I want to use Java C main file name dot Java. And next is after compiling, this will be getting passed into the JVM. And in order to execute, I want to give Java class name. Main is my class name right here. So I am giving main dot Java, and I'm getting the output over here. So guys, are you clear until this? I hope you people are very clear until this. Okay, and next thing is yes, next we'll be seeing what is data types and variables. Okay. Yes. First we'll see what is a variable and then we'll be seeing what is a data type. Okay. Variables are nothing but variables means a placeholder. Okay, so if you want to assign some values to a particular variable, to a particular, if you want to assign or store some values, you'll be making use of variable. So if I'm giving something as a is equal to 5, then I'm going to store 5 in my variable a. Okay, so every time whenever you're going to assign some values, the control goes from right to left. So if you're giving something as b is equal to a, it will not be any, in any cases, it will not be assigned from right to left and all. Sorry, it will not be assigned right, left, left, right and all. So it actually means that the value which is stored in A is assigned to B. I hope this is clear to you because what I'm trying to say is whenever you're giving A is equal to 5, the 5 value will be stored in A. So whenever you're giving B is equal to A, the value which is present in B will be getting, the value which is present in A will be getting stored in B. Okay, only the assignment goes from right to left. And in any cases, the assignment will not be in vice versa. Okay. And here A and B are the placeholders. It is some containers which is going to hold some values. Okay. That is why it is called as a variable. Variable means it changes. The values of that particular things can change. Okay. And there are some rules for defining a variable. Your variable name must not start with a digit. your variable must not be something like this and all. It is invalid. And your name or your variable must not be a keyword. We have many keywords in Java. It must not be a keyword. For example, you cannot give something like for is equal to 3 and all, because for is a reserved word, reserved keyword. Keyword is nothing but it is reserved words which have some special meanings. Okay. And next thing, your variable must not have any special characters other than underscore. You cannot have something like 3 plus you can have something like a plus 5 is equal to sound, or you cannot have. Only the the character which your variable supports is underscore. Okay. And your variable can start with underscore and all. Start with underscore and all. You can have something like underscore a is equal to 5 and all. It is valid only. Okay, so this is variable. Variable means it is nothing but it is going to act as a placeholder for storing some values. And next thing here is data types. So whenever you are going to store some variables, for example, if you want to store some value 5 to a, means 5 is my integer type, right? 5 is an integer. I want to store that integer value to a particular variable. So I'll be defining the data type. Int a is equal to 5. Okay. So here I am telling something to my machine that a, the variable, sorry, the variable a is going to store some int values. Okay. So if I'm going to just declare, this is known as declaration. Declare. So here I'll be telling my a is a variable which is going to store some integer values. And if I'm going to assign a is equal to 5, means it is called as initialization. Okay, so this is the difference between data types and variables. And here, yes. So here in Java, we have the data types are split into primitive and non-primitive. Okay, primitive means it is predefined by Java, and in primitive, primitive in the sense it is basic data types. Okay, so this actually forms the foundation. From this only the non-primitive data types are being built, something like that. Okay, and this primitive data type can be split into non-numeric and numeric. Numeric means, as it says, some kind of numbers it is going to store, some kind of it is going to involve some numerical format. It is going to involve some numbers. So in numeric type we have integer and floating point. Very simple. Integer means, I think you people know in mathematical terms what is an integer. Okay, it is the positive, negative, zero values. Okay, so floating point means anything that involves decimal point. So if you're going to have something like 5.35, it is going to be stored in a for storing this kind of decimal point values, we'll be making use of these two things. For storing integer data type itself, we have, for storing integer values itself, we have four things. We have byte, we have short, we have int, we have long. Why do we have four data types? Why do we have four data types for storing a single integer values? Because these four data types, it actually differs in memory space which it is going to allocate. Differs in, I'll make use of text. Okay, so differs in memory allocations. Okay, so in next slide I'll be telling you how it is going to differ. So actually these four things, all the four things, it is actually used to store integer values only, but there are some ranges which byte support. and there are some range of values which short supports. So the memory allocation, space allocations will be different. Byte will be allocating only 1 byte, I mean 8 bits of data, and short will be allocating 2 bytes, int will be allocating 4 bytes, long will be allocating 8 bytes. Okay, so something it differs in size. And floating point also we have two things, float and double. Okay, y means float will be supporting precision up to 7, in the sense after decimal point you will be able to store 7 values. Okay, if you're giving some eighth value, it automatically gets rounded off. Here eighth value is 8, right? So it automatically gets rounded off to 1 2 3 4 5 6 8. Okay, and double, it supports precision up to 15 digits, which means after decimal you can store up to 15 digits. Okay, so this is the two variations which we have in floating point. And non-numeric data type. Non-numeric data type we have, a non-numeric means which does not involve any numbers, of course. Boolean. Boolean means true or false. Okay, so for defining these Boolean variables, the format will be Boolean A is equal to true and Boolean B is equal to false. Okay, Boolean means we have true or false, only two things we have. Character means only a single character, it can be which is enclosed in single quotes. It can be a digit, or it can be like an alphabet, or it can be a special character, anything. Okay, so character means a single character which is enclosed in single quotes, and it can be a alphabet, a digit, or a symbol, anything. Okay, okay, so next, these are all comprises of primitive types. Next is the non-primitive types. Okay, we have string, array, etc. Now, many things we have. First of all, I'll be telling you what is a string. Okay, string is nothing but collection of characters. So here we have a single character, right? But here string is nothing but a collection of characters which is enclosed in double quotes. Okay, so I can tell string A is equal to, I can involve like sequence of or a collection of alphabets, alphabets, digits, special characters, anything which is enclosed in double quotes. Okay, and next thing is my array. Array is nothing but it is a linear data structure. Data structure means it is going to follow some format in order to store some data. So it is a linear data structure which stores elements of same data type. Okay, it stores elements of same data type. Okay, for example, if I'm going to create an integer array, int array is equal to new, we'll see more what is an array and all, don't worry, just I'm telling you an example. So if I'm going to declare int arr, int array is equal to new int of 4, in this sense I'm declaring that arr is an array, is an integer array of size 4, which means it allows me to store 4 elements. So if I'm going to define something like this, means I'm just going to tell, I'm defining that a array arr is going to be an integer array of size 4, which means it allows me to store 4 elements. Okay, and in order to access the elements of array, we will be using indexing, those things and all we'll be seeing afterwards. Okay, so this is actually the data types in that is represented in Java. Okay, next thing, yes, I said right, for integer itself, I'll use this color. For integer itself, we have 4 different variations. Why do we have this 4 different variations? Because see here, byte, it supports 8 bits, you know, 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Okay, in the sense, for example, you'll be able to 8 bits will be like this. 8 bits memory space is allocated. 4, 5. Okay, this is 1 byte. And we'll see how the values and all will be converted into bitwise and all. Okay, so don't worry. Yes. So, I mean, byte supports 8 bits, which means 1 byte. Okay. So, if you are going to store any integer value which, like ranges from minus 128 to 128, you can just make use of byte. Instead of using int, you can make use of byte because int is going to allocate 32 bits of data, which means 3 bytes of data it's going to allocate. So, whenever you are giving int a is equal to some, or whenever you're going to declare some int a is equal to 5, okay, automatically 3 bytes of data will be allocated in order to store this 5. But I can make use of byte to store this 5, right? Because 5 lies in the range of minus 128 to 127. So byte actually it occupies only less memory. So I can make use of byte not to store this value because 5 comes under my range. Okay. So like that we used to have for different data type, there is a different like different memory allocation space, how much it allocates the memory and the values which it supports. This is actually the integer values only. Okay. So int it supports values from minus 2 power 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1 long and all. Float and character also. Float is actually float is 4 bytes. Oh, this is not 3, this is 4, sorry. So float is 4 bytes and double it is 8 bytes. And character it is 2 bytes. For storing a character, 2 bytes will be allocated, and boolean it is 1 byte. Okay, 1 bit. So you are going to store only true or false values. Okay, and next thing, guys, are you clear until this? Are you clear until this? Can I give a source to learn Java from beginning to Spring Boot, and Hibernate? Okay, and want to learn more to get placed in product-based companies. Okay, let me tell you, Shakit. Okay, I'll tell you. All this question I'll record somewhere. Okay, so that it will be useful for me. First question was, I think I have solved the question of how to become a developer, right? And next thing, the project-based question someone asked. Because I don't know, I haven't I am not having the resources for learning Hibernate and all, so I'll take it as my homework to check the resources for you guys. Next, some question was there, no? It was something related to projects. Can anyone resend that message? Be useful for me. Hmm, collection framework, okay. Okay, go past it. Okay, I'll be telling you, this is my homework. I'll take the questions which you're asking. If it's a generic one, okay, we'll be discussing. Today I'm taking these questions. Right? Tomorrow, when the class starts, we'll discuss these questions. Cool, okay. So, guys, are you people clear until what we have seen until now? Only 2 people are active. What about others? 3 people are active. Yeah. I included Shakit. That's why I said 3 people. Others watching match, huh? Yes. I think Teja is watching match, I guess. What's the score, Teja? Okay. Yeah, okay. So, Shakit, you are from which college? Okay. Okay, guys. Good. So, next, we'll be seeing what is a variable, okay? And I think already we have seen variable and all, but I'll just tell you what and all the different types of variables which we have in Java. Okay, first thing is local, next thing is instance, and next thing is class. Okay, I have already said you in previous example the sense. uh, for example, let's take, I'll first tell you what is a local variable. Okay, see here, something I'm going to write a particular, okay, I'm going to write a particular like method. For example, public, my screen is, I mean, you're able to see all this text clearly, right? Because I have kept my theme in acid purple. I think it is good for you. I mean, it is okay for you, right? Public in something I'm going to return, or public, let me give public void display. Okay, and yes, that's it. I'm going to give some int variable. Okay, int local variable is equal to 10, and I'm going to print my local variable as 10. Okay, so see, I'm going to make use of this variable, local variable, and I'm also assigning it 10. Okay, I'll be able to access this local variable only within the display block, because this variable is local to me. Okay, so if I try to access somewhere here and all, or if I try to access somewhere here and all, I'll be raised with the error. System dot out dot println local variable and all. I'll be having some error. Why? Here error is raised because cannot be resolved to a variable, because I have this variable here inside display method, but I will not be able to access it because my scope gets over here itself. So this is actually the meaning of local variable. Okay, only in that scope the variable will be active. Next is instance variables. I have already given you an example, because in previous example what we have seen, we have created a student class and I was defining some variables, right? I mean, string id, string name I gave, and I was having some methods. Public void display, I was having some methods, right? Yes. So the variables which I declare inside the class, which is outside of the method, that is called as instance variables. Okay. Already I have given you that example. We have seen in student.java class, right? Next thing, where is my class variables? So variables that is declared as static, it cannot be a local variable. So all the static variables, class variables, are also called as static variables. So all the static variables are termed as class variables. Okay, and yes, so this is how the memory allocation of like this is how the memory allocation of variables takes place. Okay, so if you're giving, this is the data type, int is the data type, age is the variable name, and 20. So where this will be getting stored, it will be stored in the heap area. It will be stored in heap area. Okay, so yes, this is how the variables are being stored. Okay, it acts as a placeholder. Okay, and if you have any questions you can ask me. Next is a small quiz. Yes, guys, I just want you all to type it in the chat. What is the size of int data type in bytes? It is very simple. The question is very simple. Guntur. Oh, okay. RVR and JC College of Engineering in Guntur. Okay. What is the size of int data type in bytes? Guys, you can. It is a very very simple question. You can let me know in the chat. Good. So Sonal and Gupta is very active. Okay. Nagaveni, Shakir, everybody is active. Good. Good, 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 cool. Okay. So can I give the gist? Okay. So next, good, cool. So next it is operators concepts. Can I tell you I mean the introduction of operators, or can we wind up for today's session? Actually we have seen only the introduction part. Okay. uh, but I just want to ask from you people whether you're having sufficient energy to listen to next concept, or can you wind up with this itself? We just have 10 minutes to go. Very quick response, continue. Okay. So next concept is operators. Okay. Operators, as the name suggests, see why we are writing coding. We are going to perform some computation or some task we are going to perform. Based on that, we are going to get some result. Okay. That's why we are writing code, right? So operators are nothing but it is used to do some computational tasks. Okay. Operators are symbols that perform some operations. Okay. So for example, if I'm going to write a is I mean, yes, int result is equal to 5 plus 3, or wait, let me write a snippet. Int a is equal to 5, int a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 3, and I'm going to give int result is equal to a plus b. Okay. Here I'm performing some operation, right? I'm performing some addition operation. So here plus is termed as my operator. It is going to perform some task, and a and b are known as operands. Operands are nothing but the variables on which some computation is going to is going to occur. Okay. So plus is nothing but this symbol is nothing but the operator, and a and b are the operands, the variables or the data on which some operation is going to occur. And Java actually supports I mean 8 types of operators. Okay. And they are arithmetic operator, unary operator, assignment, relational, logical, ternary, bitwise, and shift operator. I'll be giving you a simple introduction of operators, and tomorrow we'll be seeing more on arithmetic. I mean, every operators and all. Okay. Arithmetic is something like you are going to perform the basic calculations we know in maths, right? It is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, the basic things you'll be performing with the help of arithmetic operators. Unary, as the name suggests, unary means, what is the meaning? Single. In the sense you're going to make use of only one operator, which means I mean, not one operator. I'm telling you're going to make use of only a single operand. Only, sorry, only one operand. Only on one operand you are going to you are going to perform some computations or operations. Okay. So only on a single operand you're going to perform some operations, that is called as unary. And next is assignment. You're going to assign some values. Relational, you're going to like check the relation between two operators, whether they both are it actually supports less than, whether both the operands are less than each other, greater than each other, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, double equal to, not equal to. Okay. Always your relation operators checks the relation between two operand. Okay. And every time your relation operators result is going to be a boolean value. If you're asking whether 5 is greater than 3, it actually gives either true or false. It is true, so in this case it gives true. If not, it gives false. Okay. And next thing, logical. Here, in similar to relational, logical will also have it will also return a boolean value as a result only. Okay. And here we have logical and logical not and logical or. Okay. For example, if I mean, like we are having truth tables and all, I'll be explaining it tomorrow. Okay. It also checks the logical relationship between two operands. Okay. And next is ternary operator. Ternary operator, it is actually similar to the if else block, and it works on some conditions, condition based operator. It is also termed as conditional operator. Okay. And next, bitwise and shift, they are very very important things which you want to know. And these both are very related to each other, because why it is very important. Oh, because it makes it it computes in bitwise. Means whenever you're giving two operands, bitwise comparisons and bit and bitwise operations are being carried out. In the sense, if you are going to apply some bitwise and all, the bits which is present in the two operators are going to be operated or are going to be compared. Okay, so that is why it is known as bitwise operator. And shift operator, it is also going to deal with the bits. Okay, bits means, bits is nothing but the full form of bits is binary digits. uh, Machine will understand only two digits, 0 and 1. Okay, so if you're going to do some computation or assignment anything, your bits, it is 0 and 1. This bits only will be making your computer to understand. So these bitwise and shift operators, it is going to work in terms of the bits of a particular digit. That's why it is called as bitwise operations. And an important note over here for you all. Okay, tomorrow, before coming to the session, okay, you must do a thing, which is you have to learn the truth tables of and, or, not, and XOR. And you have to learn how to represent decimal values, which is our normal integer values, in terms of binary. I mean, you have to learn binary representation of numbers. You have to learn binary representation of numbers. If I give a decimal value, you have to know how to convert it into binary. And if I give binary value also, you have to know how to convert it into decimal. So this is the homework for you guys. Okay, homework. I think many people know here. This is the homework for you. Before coming for tomorrow's session, you must be clear with these things. Truth table of and, or, not, and XOR, and how to convert a decimal number into its binary format, how to convert a binary into its decimal format. So guys, are you clear with the operator stuffs tomorrow? Okay. I'll wind up with this. So guys, are you clear with the operator stuff? Are you clear with the things until we have seen today? If you have any doubts, you can post me in the chat. And tomorrow, in terms of coding, we'll dive deeper into all the operators and all. Okay, it is very very simple, but you have to make sure that tomorrow you are coming. You want to learn the truth tables, and you want to revise the things of the binary representation of numbers. Okay, and one more thing, I have introduced it from previous batch only. So I'm also a developer. Okay, and actually I'm a tech enthusiast. Okay, so in the sense, I'm actually I'm actually forming a group of like-minded people. Okay, where we can do coding together. In the sense, for example, lead code and all. Do you people know lead code and all? And how many people have accounts in that? How many people used to solve lead code problems and all? So it is something like I'm building some like-minded people, some community where I'll be sharing some important resources and all, and also it is absolutely, it is free of cost only. For example, lead code problems and all we can discuss there, and it is something like a learning hub kind of thing. Out of my own interest only I'm doing that. It is not for paid and all, nothing like that. Okay, so if you people you don't know, okay, cool. So if you people, want me to join solving the late code stuffs, and in order to share some resources and useful contents in interesting hackathon stuffs and all, like you also can share. Okay, it is an open forum. You can actually join my WhatsApp group. You can scan this code. I mean, you can scan this code, or you can also, yes, this is my this is the invite link. Okay, you can use anything. If you are interested, you can join it. I'm not doing any marketing stuffs and all. Out of my own interest, I just want to help the students who is having the same mindset and all. So that's why it is like an open forum where you can share these stuffs regarding any technical events or any things, or if you have solved anything, or if you want to clarify any doubts, if you have any doubts regarding interview or anything, you can share. Okay, so it is like a discussion forum. If you want, you can join, and if you're having any doubts, also you can mail me. This is my mail id. Okay, so yes, guys, we have seen until this. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be continuing with other steps and all. I just want to know how was today's session, because even if it is a negative feedback or positive feedback, anything is fine. If you say, I just want to know whether I'm going in a correct way or not. If anything has to be improved, or if anything has to be done, you can let me know, so that from tomorrow I'll rectify it. So I need the feedback from you people, whether everything was clear today, or everything was good. How was today's session? Interesting, thank you. It was a quick prompt response. It was fire. Great. Okay, so it was good, right? So I can go in the same phase, right? Mahesh Chauhan. Mahesh, are you from previous batch? Or let's see the score. 106 and 17 hours too. Okay. Interesting. QR code once, please. Sure, sure. So okay. Tomorrow also the same timing. Okay. I'll try to, I'll try to do my homework of jotting down the resources which you want to study, and I'll be letting you know, Shakib, and also Gupta asked, right, what and all the projects you can do in third year. Okay, so yes, guys, can we wind up today's session? Okay, so I want to thank everyone for maintaining the decorum, and for patiently listening to me, and you people was very active, even though we have the match today. You people are very active. Okay, thanking everyone. And yes, we have 3 more days, so we'll be learning more concepts as well. Okay, so I hope today the session was very useful to you guys. Yep. Okay, okay. So yes, thank you everyone, guys. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the chat. Okay, and tomorrow we'll be seeing the remaining stuffs. Let's hope that India will win today, but of course that's a tough match only. Okay, so have a nice day, guys. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you, guys.